Hey everyone, I just set up this PTZOptics Move 4K camera in my home studio, and honestly, most budget PTZ cameras I've tried before get the basics wrong. They either lag when you move them, their auto-tracking glitches out, or the picture looks soft even when you're paying extra for 4K. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So what's different here? The Move 4K actually delivers clean 4K video with reliable auto-tracking that locks onto a subject and stays locked instead of hunting around like cheaper models. I've been using it for 3 weeks now for product demos, and it's handled shifting lighting, quick movements, and even when I walk out of frame and back in without losing the subject. That alone saves me the headache of constantly reframing during live streams. Another thing that surprised me is how many ways you can control it. I can run it straight from the PTZOptics web app on my laptop, use the free joystick controller they include, or even integrate it into OBS as a webcam source without extra plugins. That flexibility means I'm not locked into one workflow, whether I'm doing a solo stream, a multi-camera setup, or just recording quick clips. I can switch control methods in seconds. The 30x optical zoom is genuinely useful when I need to pull in tight on a product without moving the camera itself. I've shot close-ups of small electronics and the detail stays crisp even at 30x, which is something most 1080p cameras can't pull off. And because it's a true PTZ, I can preset positions for different angles and recall them with one click, which makes switching between wide and detail shots seamless during editing. I also like that it can output 4K to my streaming PC while simultaneously sending a 1080p clean feed to my monitor for confidence monitoring. No extra capture cards or splitters needed, just one USB-C cable for video and power, and a second HDMI out if I want to feed it to a switcher. That dual output setup keeps my control room tidy and reduces cable clutter. The built-in tally light is a small but welcome feature. When I'm live, the red ring around the lens lights up automatically, so I always know exactly what the camera sees without having to glance at a monitor. It's saved me from a couple of awkward moments where I thought I was off camera but wasn't. One thing to note, auto-tracking works best when there's good contrast between the subject and background. If I'm wearing a gray shirt against a gray wall, the camera can lose focus briefly. But once I added a simple backdrop, the tracking became rock solid. Also, the fan does kick in when it's running hot, but it's quiet enough that it doesn't pick up on my mic, which is a big plus for clean audio. Overall, the Move 4K feels like the first PTZ that actually just works without constant tweaking. It's not the cheapest option out there, but when you factor in the reliability, the 4K quality, and the multiple control options, it ends up saving time and frustration in the long run. If you're serious about upgrading your stream or conference setup and want a camera that keeps up with you instead of the other way around, this one's worth the investment. Check it out using the link below and let me know what you think in the comments. For most buyers, the real question is not whether PTZOptics Move 4K 30x Auto-Tracking PTZ Camera, gray, sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like auto-tracking and auto-framing and multiple control options actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. What stands out about PTZOptics Move 4K 30x Auto-Tracking PTZ Camera, gray, is how it seems positioned for buyers who want something practical, easy to understand, and worthwhile beyond the first impression. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like PTZOptics Move 4K 30x Auto-Tracking PTZ Camera, gray, usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.